Hello, I'm Lisa, one of your librarians at the Johnson City Public Library, and this is Ask a Librarian, a web series where you ask questions and I try to answer them. This week's question has to do with something that I think is on a lot of parents' minds right now. Where do I find resources to support my child with online learning? So we're going to look at a resource, and it's also the website of the week, Tennessee Electronic Library. We'll probably do a couple of videos on the Tennessee Electronic Library. It is full of wonderful educational resources, great for K through 12 students. It's great for lifelong learning. It's even got some entertainment resources in there too. It's a resource provided by the state of Tennessee through, I think it was originally funded through an IMLS grant. And so it's free for anyone in the state of Tennessee to access. All you need is a computer with an internet connection, and you just go to tntel.info. Type that in your search box. It'll take you right here. And several of the resources, they're going to be GALE. We've got some World Book online in here. Newspapers. This is where you're going to look for primary sources or journal articles if you need those as well. There's language learning through Transparent Language. There's a special portal. We'll start with this, Tell4U, which is specifically for pre-K through 5 students. So if you have a younger student, this is going to be a great place to go. The tell4u.org will also take you straight here to this portal. So if you're needing homework help, you can go there and you can search the World Book resources or the elementary resources. That's a new one for us, Tumble Math. So they always are adding new great resources in here depending on what you're looking for, and you just click on what you need to start with. And once it comes up with this GALE in context here, it's age-appropriate resources. You can browse different topics if you're looking for just general exploration. But let's say specifically your child needs to learn about pandas. So you can pull up pandas, and it's going to give you this nice little abbreviation of some resources that it'll point you to links. You can keep reading an article here. It's kind of like an online encyclopedia, basically, with a lot of really good information. It'll help you with language learning, and it has great pictures too. It's really just fun and bright, a great way to explore. If we go back to the Tell4U page, they have ebooks, state history, look it up, and then games and activities. So if you're looking for just something fun, but also kind of educational for your kid to do, this points you to some wonderful resources online that you can feel comfortable letting them engage with. So it's really enjoyable, and I love that it's age appropriate. There are also resources in here specifically for parents and for teenagers. So again, they scale it. But let's go back to that main tntel.info page here again. And I'm just going to go back here. There's this search box here. That's going to do a GALE power search. So it's going to search all of the GALE databases collection in here. So, if you're looking for a topic, let's see, maybe you're looking about sustainable living, and we'll search GALE here. And once it comes up, it's a big resource, so it's going to crank out a lot of results here. You can find magazine, journal articles, books, there are ebooks, news articles, images, videos, all kinds of things. You can filter your search over here. If there's a publication date, say you want things that are only within the last couple of years, you can use that. It gives you some really nice results here. And then if I go back to this GALE power search, you can do a couple of different things. You can do a publication search if you're looking for a specific, like say New York Times articles or something like that. This has a lot of magazines, newspapers. So you can search for the title of a specific magazine or newspaper you're interested in and set up a magazine alert whenever there's something new released there. The topic finder is kind of a fun one to play with too. So let's type in something here. Let's go with Robert Frost and do a search here and see what comes up. It does this visualization of results, and it's a good way to look for similar words, that some different keywords that you might want to play with in your search that maybe, wouldn't come to mind, as much. So maybe if we start with poetry here, it lets you dig into some different collections, different related terms. Buffalo, how interesting. It's just a way to kind of collect, it basically creates a map of information and keywords. It's really a fun one to play with, with all kinds of different things. But let's go back here. So again, that's GALE Power Search. It's going to give you a lot of results. You'll notice these 4 tabs here. So we could start by looking at homework help. And it just kind of breaks out those resources. Again, they've got age-appropriate resources. There's a literary center if you're looking for literature resources. Opposing Viewpoints is a great one, especially for middle school, high school students. If you're needing to learn about maybe a hot topic going on right now, the Opposing Viewpoints will take all of these great topics and help you with learning. Issues of interest. Here we go. Browse issues. So here are some different topics that you can find here in Opposing Viewpoints. So say you are interested in learning more about vaccines and some of the different, the debate going around vaccines. This will give you context with articles, news sources, academic journals, infographics, maybe a ton of different resource statistics. It's really a wonderful way to find a collection of vetted sources, scholarly sources. They'll give you different perspectives. They'll give you the science behind, things or just the expert background on information. So it's a really wonderful resource. Going back here to the landing page, there's also test prep. So this is, again, going to be really good. We're going to spend another episode of Ask a Librarian just on this Testing and Education Reference Center. But just know if you have maybe an older high school student who's getting ready to take the SAT or the ACT, there are test prep materials in here. There are tutoring materials in here. There's computer help in here. There's a resume builder, tons of resources. We're going to dig into that later, but if you're looking for that, Testing and Education Reference Center is a good place to start. Career tools, we'll dig into that a little bit more another time because it's really good if you are looking for work right now. This career transitions is a really good tool as well for, again, resume building, cover letter writing, even job searching you can do in there. And then genealogy as well, if that's something that interests you, which we've talked about before a little bit. But just know that this is another place you can look for some genealogy resources. So that's a good start to tell. Like I said, there are a ton. You can click on this all resources here to just see all of these different tools in here. There are also educator-specific resources. So this might be something if you're a parent or even a teacher working from home, looking for resources for your students. There are activities you can find, lesson plans, all kinds of good resources here for you all. So just a wealth of information and tell, and it's easy to maybe get a little overwhelmed by all the stuff in here. So if you need any help with it, if you want us to talk you through some things, there are lots of great support resources in here as well, but we're always happy to help direct you and talk you through finding some of these great resources. So just give us a call. And that leads me to our question session here. So if you ever have a question that you want to ask me, go to jcpl.org/contact us. And it could be about anything at all. It could be something that a lot of times I end up using TEL as a resource when I'm answering your questions. Just leave it to general question. Type in, I'm asking a librarian here or something to let me know that you're fine with me sharing this on a video potentially. Because chances are if you've asked a question, someone else has too. And it's a great way to help them as well. So until next time, I'm Lisa and I'm here to help you. Send me your questions and we'll talk to you later. Bye.